warm greeting to all my dear students. I hope you all are fine and safe at your home, isn't it? Enjoying your holidays at your home. So children, be safe at your home. Take all your precautions because coronavirus is spreading day by day. Okay. So be safe and take care of yourself and your family too. So proceeding to our class, do you remember what we were discussing in our last class? Can anyone tell me? Yes, we were discussing a lesson from Unit 3 that was climate change is not a hysteria, that is a fact. Very good. And that speech was written by? Yes, it was written by Leonardo DiCaprio. Very good. And Leonardo DiCaprio was a famous American actor, producer and environmentalist. Very good, children. I really appreciate that you all remember what we were discussing in our last class. So, before moving to our next paragraph, I want to ask you two general questions that I usually ask. Okay, now today I am going to ask do you know what is disaster? Do anyone know what is disaster? Can anyone tell me? Yes, disaster is a sudden accident. That causes a naturality in our climate change, isn't it? That damages our climate change, our surrounding. That is a disaster. Okay. Can you tell me some examples? That is my second question. Can you tell me some of the examples related to disaster? Yes, I am getting the answers. Just speak it loudly. Yes, floods, then earthquakes, very good, then cyclone, then volcano eruption, very good, children. That are the main reasons behind the disaster. That are the main examples of the disaster. Okay, so before moving to our lesson, I am going to show a small video. Okay, just watch it carefully. How was the video? What do you see in that video? Can anyone explain me? Yes, very good. We had seen the great massive movement of landslide in Himachal Pradesh. Isn't it? How the things are getting worse and day by day. Isn't it? How the things are like the flood, the earthquake, how the buildings are getting destroyed. Isn't it? How the human beings are getting hesbes in that. Isn't it? So, today we are going to dealing with the paragraph which is related to disaster. That is paragraph 5 and 6 from this lesson. The climate change is not a hysteria. Okay, which is written by, yes, Leonardo DiCaprio. In this respective paragraph, the author is talking about how the human history is facing the difficulty of climate change. We the human beings are creating the problem, and we the human beings are only facing these difficulty day by day. Achievable task that the situation is grown beyond the choices. The individuals more for avoiding this problem. So our author is saying that industries and government of this world, that around this world, had to take a decision and large scale action to avoid, like to solve this problem. Okay, ignore all the avoidances and to solve this climate change problem which the human beings are facing. And our author says that if we the people and the government and the industries are not acting together, at last we have to surely perish with this situation. The situations will go very worst and our lifespan will be getting short. Isn't it? I hope this just is clear to you. Now I am going to read this passage, this paragraph. You have to listen it carefully, okay? So, my friends, this body, perhaps more any other gathering in human history, now faces this difficult but achievable task. You can make history or you will be vilified by it. To be clear, this is not about just telling people to change their light bulbs or to buy a hybrid car. This disaster has grown beyond the choices that individuals make. This is now about our industries and our governments around the world taking decisive, large-scale action. I am not a scientist, but I don't need to be, because the world's scientist community has spoken and they had given us a prognosis. If we do not act together, we will surely perish. Now is our moment for action. So my dear students, now you have to read this passage, this paragraph individually and silently. Because after that I will be asking you 2 questions from this paragraph. So students, our first question is, what is the difficult task that we face? Can anyone answer? Very good. The answer is very correct. The difficult task we facing is finding solutions for the climate change. I am repeating once again. What are the difficult tasks that we face? That was the question, and the answer is the difficult task we face is finding solutions for the climate change. Our next question is, who are the reasons for these disasters in our environment? Very good students. Answer is correct. We the human beings are the reason for these disasters. I'm repeating once again. We the human beings are the reason for these disasters. So students, now it's a time for a loud reading. So you have to read your paragraph loudly with correct pronunciation and stress. Students, now it's a time for collaborative reading. Since it is an online class, online session, I cannot divide the students into group, but still you have to read the paragraph once again, and if you have any doubt, any further doubt from this passage, you can ask me. Likewise, after that I will ask you 2 questions. Now again I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. My first question is, if people won't act together, what is going to happen? Very good, your answer is correct. The disaster will increase day by day and the environment will be worsened. I'm repeating once again, the disaster will increase day by day and the environment will be worsened. Very good. Now my next question is, how we can solve the problem? Can anyone answer? Yes, excellent, my students. The answer is, we can solve the problem by acting together and by marching in the streets of New York. I am repeating once again. The answer is, we can solve the problem by acting together and by marching in the streets of New York. Very good. I hope you all enjoyed today's question answer session. Now students, it's a time for learning new words, as we found many new words, many difficult words throughout the paragraph. Okay, come on. So our first word is related to this picture. Can you depict what it is? What the picture shows? Yes, there is a pen, there is a board. In a board, what has been attached? A medical report. Yeah, then a stethoscope. Okay, so our first word is related to something medical. First new word is prognosis. Prognosis means the likely course of medical condition. Okay, just taking over here. Okay, so prognosis is the likely course of medical condition. Now our second word is related to this picture. What do you see in this picture and what do you understand by this picture? Yes, there is a 3 men who wearing coat, jacket. Yeah, they are in a executive style. Okay, and the person who is standing in the left side, he is just settling down something. Yes, some issues. So our second word is decisive. Decisive means settling issue, producing a definite result. So our second word is decisive. So decisive means settling an issue, producing a definite result. Now our next and last word is related to this picture. I hope it is simply identified by you students. What do you see? What do you understand from this picture? Yeah, this picture has a sudden accident. Yes, it is a kind of disaster happened over this. Okay, so our third word is, last word is disaster. Disaster means a sudden accident that causes great damage or loss of life. Okay, so I'm sticking it over here. So these 3 are our new words. Okay, so I'm repeating once again, just listen it carefully. Prognosis, the likely course of medical condition. Second word is decisive. Decisive means settling an issue, producing a definite result. Okay, now last word is disaster. Disaster means a sudden accident that causes great damage or loss of life. Okay, is it clear to you? Now students, it's our time to learn some grammar portion. So students, our today's grammar portion is conjunction. Conjunction means words are using for connecting thoughts, actions and ideas, as well as nouns, clauses and other parts of speech. For example, I tried to hit the nail, but my thumb instead. So the word but, B-U-T, but is the conjunction in the first example. Second one, I have 2 goldfish and a cat. The word cat in the second example is the conjunction. Third one, they do not smoke nor do they play cards. The word nor, N-O-R, nor, is the conjunction in the last example. I hope you all understood today's grammar portion. I will show you a small video. I hope that will help you more to clear about the conjunction. So watch the video carefully, okay?
Conjunctions. A conjunction is a word that joins 2 nouns, phrases or sentences. The words for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so are called coordinating conjunctions. The mnemonic fanboys is an easy way to remember the names of the conjunctions.
Now students, it's time for our group activity. It will be more exciting and interesting for you all. Are you ready? Okay, so the question for a group activity is write the 4 causes of landslide. I think it is simple that you guys can write the 4 main causes of a landslide, okay? And yeah, since it is an online session, you have to do this group activity by your own, okay? So students, all your discourses were superb and I just appreciate you all. Now, it's my version, okay? I had written 4 points, causes of landslide. Listen it carefully. First one, change in water level. Second, stream erosion. Third one, change in groundwater. Fourth one, earthquakes. Okay, I hope you all understood. Last but not the least, it's your homework time. So the follow-up activity is you all have to prepare a write-up on the topic environmental disaster. I hope you all understood today's session. Thank you all.